Hey everyone, it's Fentoni. We've got massive breaking news. HBO have cancelled the Game of Thrones prequel. That's the one based on the Long Night Age of Heroes, set thousands of years before the main series of Game of Thrones. It was written by Jane Goldman and starred Naomi Watts. They had filmed the pilot episode and it was in post-production, and HBO are deciding whether to pick it up for series, but that's not happening. Suppose it's got to do with lengthy post-production and rumours about issues filming in Northern Ireland, where they filmed the main series. Supposedly Jane Goldman emailed the cast saying it would be cancelled, which kinda sucks for them. And also Entertainment Weekly said they learned about this weeks ago, but the news did break tonight. This is just in. And it's such a shame, as I was excited for the story and it had a good cast. But it's not the most exciting story in the world of Game of Thrones, in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. The description for the series was, taking place thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones, the series chronicles the world's descent from the golden age of heroes into its darkest hour. From the horrifying secrets of Westeros' history to the true origin of the White Walkers, the mysteries of the East to the Starks of legend. And only one thing is for sure, it's not the story we think we know. So it was going to be set thousands of years before Game of Thrones. It was going to be the history of Westeros, its origin. The origin of House Stark, House Lannister. And the true origin of the White Walkers, which I kind of feel is them, because it wasn't in Season 8. We got a very skipped over origin for them. The Night King's motive was just to kill Bran, erase the memory of the world. And that kind of feels a bit cheap to me. It's like, the White Walkers were awesome, but they kind of sucked in Season 8. You want to learn more about them? Watch the prequel. But when this was announced, a lot of people weren't happy with that. They weren't very excited about another White Walker series. Because even though it was built up as such a massive part of Game of Thrones, the final season kinda overrushed it a bit. It was building up for 8 seasons, and it was done in 1 episode. And after the Night King's pretty embarrassing end, did we really need to know the true origin of them? It is such a shame, but it's not the end. There's definitely more Game of Thrones prequels in the works. There's already been reports on a Targaryen prequel based on the book Fire and Blood, supposedly set from Aegon's conquest all the way down to the Dance of Dragons, which is basically a Targaryen civil war whilst riding dragons. Lots of Targaryens, lots of dragons, lots of them killing each other. HBO haven't said anything yet, but they will soon, and I also think George R. R. Martin will reveal something on his blog, as he was actually heavily involved in these prequels. Whenever we get more updates on this, I will make a video, so guys, make sure you subscribe to get all the new updates on the Game of Thrones stuff, including the prequels. And I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments below. It kinda sucks, but there must be a reason behind it. If you think about it, the original Game of Thrones pilot was awful. None of the public have seen it yet, but suppose it was really bad. But they reshot it and they put it all together again, and the first episode, Winter is Coming, is one of the best episodes. But the original pilot is supposedly really bad, and it's hidden deep down in the HBO archives, in the big vaults that are never getting opened. Game of Thrones is HBO's biggest show. They're definitely going to make more prequels. That Targaryen prequel will probably get a pilot soon, and there's going to be more. I think there's been talk about 4 or 5 prequels in development, or at least in the early stages. But this was the only one that got greenlit for a pilot, but it's been cancelled now. But I imagine we'll hear more about that Targaryen one and other prequels soon. And if you guys want to get all that news, including all other Game of Thrones stuff, make sure you subscribe, ring the little bell, turn the notifications on, and also I'd really appreciate a like on this video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.